Welcome to the Freedom Chronicles.
Definitely an antisocial type.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
We got a loudspeaker here, and when we go into battle, we play music very loud.
With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Chronicles. I'm your host, Mike Imbasciani. Thank you for joining us. We are, of course, broadcasting from the Brian Chapman State Farm bunker right here in Southwest Florida. And like a good neighbor, Brian Chapman State Farm is there for all of the insurance needs that you have for your very own bunker. Give his office a call at 941-625-9998 or visit the office at 2040 Tamiami Trail in Port Charlotte. We're very excited to announce a new sponsor of the show. This show is sponsored by the Local Meat Club by Tyrone and Marcella Jackson. You can go to localmeatclub.com using the affiliate link in the description of this video and use promo code FreedomCow, all caps, so that they know that we sent you. Based out of Columbus, Ohio, they serve members around the U.S. You can become a member of the Local Meat Club, and the member owners literally have a stake in their steak. Members also have access to locally raised hormone-free freezer beef, pastured pork, and raw dairy products. Or if you want, you can pick and choose from aged Angus ground beef, ribeye steaks, breakfast sausage, raw butter, raw milk, raw chocolate milk, bacon, and even a family week's worth package that includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Also pick up Tyrone's book, Life's Little Handbook, 7 Steps to Finding Success in Life, which explores some of life's most challenging questions. Just 54 pages. It's simple and straight to the point. Join the club and experience the difference that fresh, life-supporting food makes. Use the link in the description and use promo code FreedomCow, all caps, localmeatclub.com. With us, as always, Mr. Ken Lovejoy and Mr. Mason Weaver. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm great.
You're doing great.
Very good.
This damn paper straw.
I know,
Who
paper
the
straw.
hell thinks that a paper straw is smart? It's the dumbest thing.
we don't like
Particularly,
Come from liberals, not going to be smart.
oh my god,
true.
tropical smoothie. You
Come
think you can't get through a whole smoothie without this thing
No, you can't.
Suck
decomposing
your lungs up trying to
in
get
your
Exactly.
mouth.
Well, as you try to take a sip from that, we'll also tell you folks,
Okay.
make sure you watch this show on CTA, Conservative Television of America. Go to CTVA.tv, download their app, check out the show there. Also find the show on Rumble. Subscribe to the Rumble page, share it with your friends. Use these fancy little QR codes to find the show everywhere, and share the Rumble page with your friends. Also, for now, we're still up on YouTube. We're still there so far.
I'll see what I can do today.
Yeah, we'll see. So go subscribe to the
I'm
Freedom
off.
Chronicles on YouTube. Share that with your friends as well. If you really enjoy this show, you can leave us a little virtual tip in the virtual tip bucket. Real money in a virtual bucket. Support the show on Venmo.
Just don't make it more than $600.
Right. At Mike-Imbasciani-1. Also, watch the show and listen to this podcast version of the show on Spotify, the Freedom Chronicles. Subscribe to that. Share it with your friends. Also, listen to the audio-only version of this show on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio as well. And you can check it out there. So many QR codes.
Yeah, too many.
Ken doesn't like the QR
I do
codes.
not like the little Rorschach.
No, it's okay.
pictures.
Also now on BitChute and Brighteon as well, some other video alternatives to YouTube and Rumble. And send us an email, Mike Imbasciani1@gmail.com. Send us your comments, your questions, your concerns. No, Abby still isn't open, so Ken still hasn't gotten his apple fritter,
No.
but one of these days. Mason.
Well, they're open in Northport.
Yes.
Just
that's-
admit that you're too lazy to drive up
It's a
there.
very far drive to drive
It's
one
next
direction and then the other
15
direction.
20
Always drive in one direction at a time. I'm just
Yes.
Yes.
It's a good sage advice there. Mason.
It's very true. Can't believe 2 places at once. Although, Mason, you're in Rome today. It's very nice. You got the Colosseum
I'm in
behind
Rome.
you.
That's awesome.
When in Rome,
Rome.
Rome.
Rome. fitting in. Anyway, Mason, you've got this event coming up. I love this. Yeah. It's the Reverend Martin Luther King celebration you've got going on Tuesday, January 24th over at the Punta Gorda Women's Club, downtown Punta Gorda. Tell us about the event, where people can get tickets, and why you want to do this event.
Eventbrite is hosting the ticket sales, and you can get that on my website, Revelation Gospel Ministries. The reason we're having this is that, if you notice that they took away the Reverend out of Reverend Martin Luther King. It used to be Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. They took away the Reverend because they want to address his movement as a secular movement. But every civil rights movement, every civil rights leader in the history of our country has been a minister. We're going to go back to Reverend Martin Luther King.
Well, you know,
I know
we could argue Jesse Jackson.
No,
but
they keep no, he is not a civil rights leader, number one.
Yeah.
But you're right. They keep Reverend Jackson, they keep Reverend Sharpton, they keep these shysters in their position because black folks follow the minister. Every civil rights action has been led by black ministers, so they keep that title on the scam artist. Reverend,
not doctor.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't call him a doctor.
I agree.
Doctor of grief, maybe. We call Jackson a poverty pimp. Jackson, that's all they peddle is poverty.
Yes. So people can find tickets, revelationgospelministries.com.
No, .org.
.org. Okay.
I may have said that, but I'm tired.
You've been up to a lot, Mason. It's good.
I have.
You've been doing your Sunday services at the Bean. I've been attending that, helping out with that. I really enjoy the word. And people can find you on YouTube. You post the videos from those on there.
When I'm allowed, YouTube shut me down right now for a week or something I said, I guess. Like the truth.
You too, huh?
Yeah. The truth is epidemic on YouTube.
Yeah, they don't like the truth.
No, they don't.
The FBI doesn't like the truth. No. On YouTube or Facebook or
they probably made a phone
Twitter,
call to
Instagram or Twitter. There's not much they can do about it on Twitter now.
Yeah.
They're still there. We got tens, if not 20 or 30, ex-FBI, CIA agents still working at Twitter.
Of course.
He hasn't fired them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just spying on them.
Yeah, seeing. Got to see what they do. Got to catch them in the act.
Who are their contacts?
Yeah. So Mason, with this event, what I'm trying to go forward with this year is like positivity, a little optimism. What are you with this event wanting to bring across to people in addition to celebrating Reverend Martin Luther King?
Well, what we're celebrating is a number of things. I'm going to give evidence that Reverend King was a Republican.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we already know that.
But evidence. It's a logical explanation of what he is and what he stood for. Also, the dream is over. It's time now to wake up and get busy.
Yeah.
It's time to stop remembering the past. If you look in the past all the time, you're going to stumble into the future. Let's build on his dream, his vision of his children and a generation where men and women are judged by the content of their character, not by the lies they believe.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that has really surprised me, hurt me, confused me, the way that the Black Democrats have chosen to just completely obliterate his message and twist it into something it wasn't even intended to be.
They've degraded all of it and gone back to it is about the color of your skin.
Yes.
Yeah, the segregation in college again.
Yes.
It really is disgusting, and I find it sad that we see on college campuses the segregation of blacks and whites, and also it's becoming a problem. Anti-Semitism is really becoming a problem in colleges today across the nation.
Democrats are the party of slavery, the party of misery, they're the party of poverty. They will not introduce anything that will bring prosperity or freedom. They want you to be dependent upon them. Always miserable, always sad, always a victim. That's what they preach, and that's how they make their living.
Well, we might be able to go along with them if they weren't so damn stupid and ignorant and totally incompetent in everything they do and touch.
But they survive.
Yeah,
they're like pigs. They're like pigs.
They're like cockroaches.
More
like.
They need mud.
It's just really sad. So I'm looking. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to go. I'm going to be working that.
You're not
Tuesday
going. We're going to stop there.
I would be going, but I got to work. Love Bone got to make some money.
Man.
But we're going to pump up your
the richest man in Port
Oh.
Charlotte.
Oh, I know.
You know,
Wow.
He's drinking
You
his
know.
smoothies. Mason,
Good
what are
job
we drinking?
Thank you, water.
Water.
Drinking water.
Did he bring
He's
us
drinking-
smoothies?
No.
As soon as you start bringing me
He's
some
an
apple
impressive-
fritters again,
All
Might
I
get
wanted
you
was a
smoothie.
Popeyes chicken sandwich on chicken sandwich
I have
day.
not had a.
I know
When is
that was your
chicken sandwich
chance.
day?
It passed. That,
Oh.
that was during
Oh,
the
that
the
was-
Lovejoy funk time.
It's always Lovejoy Funk time.
Thank you.
I still haven't had one of those Popeye. Have you
They are
had the
good.
Popeyes chicken, Mason? Have you tried that one?
No, I'm a Kentucky Fried Chicken Nazi.
No, I've had the.
No, wait a second.
I've had their chicken sandwich. I've recently had the KFC's
Yeah.
chicken sandwich. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They went a little heavy on the mayo on one of them, but for the most part, I love that. I love the Chick-fil-A. I don't know what it is. Every time I go to Popeyes,
It's right there near the station. too.
but the line is it takes forever. It takes longer than Chick-fil-A.
really.
And the thing about this line at Popeyes is you can out. You can just say, okay, I've had enough.
Yeah.
And you got a way you can get out of the
Not
line.
with Chick-fil-A where you're stuck.
You're
it's like,
stuck
no,
there. You're there.
we already took your order with our 12 pedestrians walking around the drive-through area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
In-N-Out
I
burger.
still haven't tried it yet, but everybody I talk to says it's great. So eventually one day I will try the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Yes. I remember KFC when they came out with the one and only time I've been to KFC. It was the chicken sandwich with no bun. It was 2 pieces
Oh,
of
yeah,
chicken,
2
2
pieces
pieces
of
of
chicken.
bacon, and
Yeah.
2 pieces of cheese.
That was pretty
chicken
tasty.
sandwich.
It's a sandwich,
It was
huh?
pretty tasty. Yeah.
In-N-Out burger. Get it to come to Florida.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
In-N-Out burger.
isn't Rallies? No, Checkers. Checkers and Rallies are the same.
Yeah.
They're just different West Coast.
I've been
East
to
Coast.
In-N-Out in Texas.
Was it good?
Had a
was
line,
very
wasn't
good.
it? It was a line to get in, wasn't it?
Yes, there
Everywhere
was.
I find
It
it,
was
anywhere in
very
the
good.
country, it's a line.
Yep.
Are we all hungry? Is this?
Yeah, I
what
think
are we
so. Well,
talking
you know what we
food
want to
here?
try.
I'll have us water here. You know.
Yeah. See, and if you're hungry,
my
go
smoothie.
go to the local meat club because Ken,
Thank
you
you.
want to try the 45 francs because they're huge.
They're huge. They're huge. They look very tasty.
They're
Some of the
fantastic.
biggest franks I've ever
There you
seen.
go,
That
humongous.
looks
All natural.
45 steak frank.
35s.
Local meat club.
Just like me.
That's a good
Very
idea.
long.
Can't take him no place. Can't take him in. Take him out of the woods. Give him a break.
Go to
You know, you pray over him.
go use the affiliate link in the description. Local meat club. Get yourself a 45 wiener.
Do it.
Use promo code Freedom Cow.
I'm looking at the pastrami on there.
I know the.
I'm looking
pastrami,
at that
the pork
week's,
chops.
the week's worth for
Yeah.
the family.
Mhm.
That's a
It
good
would
deal.
last me longer than a week. It would
Right.
last me probably close to a month, but that's
Yeah.
a great deal. They got some great deals.
I know. I'm very excited about this. Local meat club. Anyway, well, Mason,
Are
it's
we
going
gonna
to be a
start
lot
the
of fun.
show?
I know this is the show. This is the show. Mason.
Actually, most of the time it's the after the show, but now we got it live and
Yeah,
yeah,
now we're just-
exactly.
yeah.
We're just hungry. It's lunchtime.
I just ate.
For us anyway. You're watching this at night. It's dinner time. Folks, go revelationgospelministries.org. Get your tickets. Eventbrite.com is taking care of the tickets. It's Tuesday, January 24th, 7 to 9. Punta Gorda Women's Club. Mason's going to be
And
speaking.
by the way, everyone attending will get a free copy of one of my books.
Excellent.
Ooh,
Which one?
I haven't decided yet.
okay.
We'll get two.
How are the books going?
Very good. That's
writing
how I eat
another
my
one?
food. I have the 16th, 17th one is written already.
Nice.
The last book was called Democratic Party Hates America.
Yep.
The new book is called Republican Party Loves America.
Well,
Sometimes.
yeah.
You have to put the ... Sometimes.
Sometimes you argue with the
Got to
ones
put
you
a little
love.
asterisk right
Sometimes
there.
you fight with the ones you love.
Mhm.
Not all Republicans.
Not all Republicans.
are
Because you have
represented.
you
All
have
Democrats.
the Dan Cheneys of the world.
You mean
you
Eye
know.
Patch
Well,
McCain?
yeah, you can point
Patch
them out,
McCain.
but we know who they are.
Yeah,
the
very, very true.
Kinzingers, the Cheneys.
There he is.
There he is.
Dan Cheney. See, and luckily he lost his
That's the
his
wrong
seat.
path.
Committee seat.
Yep, his committee seat, so that to a
lot of 'em did.
actual freedom
A lot
loving
of 'em did.
Republican.
A lot of them did.
Yeah.
Swallowswell lost
Mhm.
his.
Well, those are the Democrats.
Yes.
Yeah, where's that? I have that. Oh yeah.
I thought that's what we were talking about. Crenshaw, right?
Well, true. Yeah. So yes, Kevin McCarthy bounced the 3 top Democrats. the Fang Fang lover, Swallowswell, as well as Ihlan Ochomar and
Terrorist.
Shifty Shift.
Terrorist, right?
Very nice. Good to see.
So we've got 3 liars,
Mm-hmm.
3 communists,
Yes.
1 terrorist, and 1 traitor to the CCP. Swallowswell, right there.
Right.
Yeah. Fang Fang.
Fang Fang.
Fang
So
Fang.
they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of house
yeah.
cleaning.
That's for
And
sure.
he had the audacity to say that his removal from the committee was purely political.
Purely.
Had nothing to do with the fact that he's still got a clearance, and that his clearance should have been yanked. He should have been shoved off that committee years ago once the whole Fang Fang issue came up.
Mm-hmm.
But very sad.
Very sad. But step in the right direction. At
Indeed.
least some of these
Lots of
Freedom
work to
Caucus
do.
members
Yes,
are
it is.
given the shot. The big news today, the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, announced just lately here that the air traffic operations are gradually resuming in the U.S. after all flights were grounded due to a system failure.
And why is it when something like this happens that's never happened before?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any huge winter storms going on
No.
out there. Why is it when something like this happens now,
Mm-hmm.
I automatically think that somebody in our government did it on purpose?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
but
Why
when
is
you
that?
have,
Why is that?
but things will get to the bottom of when you have Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
And where is Butt Gig?
Yes.
The guy's nowhere to be
he
found.
said that he has, quote, directed an after-action process to determine the root causes and recommend next steps. Little did they know, we have this picture of Pete and what he did in that FAA tower post.
Every federal system has redundancy.
Yes.
Back
Supposed
up to
to.
back up to back up. So how
Yes.
can this happen when the system goes down this valuable?
Right, exactly.
Because
Every single
everything,
flight grounded.
It's so that's the one thing that I've noticed about government. When they advance the technology, they just eschew anything that came before it. There doesn't
Right.
seem to be a lot of redundancy fallback systems.
Yeah, if it just goes
And-
down, it goes down. They just say, "Oh, well, we can't function at all to do it. So we just have to stop
I
stop
still
all
think it's something
production."
we did. Somebody
Yep.
within
I agree with
our
you.
government did it.
Probably.
Did it on purpose.
Mhm.
Because what better to be talking about today rather than drooling dementia-ridden Joe Biden's classified information at UPenn?
Oh yeah, of
What
course.
we would everybody would have been talking about that,
Mhm.
but no, let's shut down the FAA
Yeah.
so nobody can travel. Everybody will be so pissed and they'll be talking about that they'll forget all about the fact that I'm a dementia-ridden traitor.
Yes.
That's what Joe was
Nothing to
thinking
see here.
Nothing to see. Move
Yes.
on.
Go wait in an airport for 8 hours. Watch CNN because that's the only way. That's how they get their 10 million viewers. It's all
Yes.
the millions of people stuck in an airport forced to watch CNN.
And then count those who walk by, don't even look at the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't count.
Exactly.
As viewers, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in other news, very sad to hear about this. Diamond and Silk has passed away.
Well, not hard away.
Yes, very sad to hear about that. Mason, have you ever met them?
Oh yeah,
Done
couple
it.
Did you
times.
get to meet
Friends with
Diamond
them.
and Silk, did you?
We spoke.
Love those
We were
ladies.
on the team that organized the Black Buses for Trump, and at the inauguration of that event, we got to spend a lot of time with my family with them. Also, we met them in Atlanta when I gave a speech there. A very, very nice, articulate, very well informed ladies, and she's gonna be terribly missed.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
Do we know? We don't know why or how.
I heard she had a small cell cancer
Oh,
that she was diagnosed back around November.
But they said she died suddenly.
I've heard a couple different reports, but one of the main ones I've seen a couple places was due to cancer. So hopefully her family's doing all right with that. But
It's gonna be a blow to them.
it's a huge blow. I have this video of Diamond and Silk. And
I want to
think,
say this here.
very
When people come to this country, you all, from Cuba and Venezuela, they come to this country because they have a place to run to. If we, as the American people, as patriots, allow this anarchist civil unrest, defunding the police, to take place in our country? Where are we going to run? Where are we going to run?
Where?
We have no place to run because we are the greatest country on earth.
Right here.
We ain't got nowhere to run.
Right here, baby. Yes.
Right here, baby.
That's a gig I want.
Right.
I want silk
Yes.
It's the hype.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's true. And it's terrible we've lost her. I think you need
It's
more
sad.
people like that. And Mason, you do a good job of that as well. You gotta hype the people up and understand America is the greatest country.
I just don't
And
need
that's
good
the
heels, as she
optimism. Yeah.
We can fix that.
Yeah.
What?
A nice
No,
long
you
wig.
cannot fix that. No.
Couple of balance classes.
Yes.
We'll get you walking good.
But
No,
it's
I
about
haven't
the
seen.
optimism of understanding America is the greatest country, and people
a
flock.
fact.
They still flock from all over the world and escape socialism and the tyranny of these countries. Look at what's happening in Brazil right now with all the they broke
Yeah,
into the
look what
government
we
building
did in
the other
Brazil.
day. Yeah, look what we did in Brazil and what's happening now in Brazil.
Even China.
And in China, exactly. You're seeing all of these nations start to crumble, and
They're
we're not
screaming for
far
what we
behind.
have. They're screaming for what we have. We're not defending it or protecting it.
That we take for granted and that we need to protect and defend.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Exactly.
And you do it well.
I offend people on purpose. If the truth offend you, I am your guy.
Good. That's what we like.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love offending people.
You do it so well.
Thank you. Thank you.
See, that was in his Twitter bio.
Takes skill.
That's
That
why
was my Twitter bio, yes.
I love offending people. Ken Lovejoy.
Inability to give an F about anything.
Yes.
Yes, very true. Now, did you hear about this? Natural gas is
Yeah,
dangerous.
did you see who it's courtesy of?
Yes.
Richard Trumka Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he's the son
Mhm.
of the bloated waste of flesh that was the head of the AFL-CIO until he passed away
yes.
at age 72.
Mm.
Well, his son is just as much a Marxist moron as his rotund father was. And
Very good
this is
vocabulary.
this is what we're getting from another idiot Marxist who, one, doesn't have the power to do what he's doing, but they all think they have the power to do.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm going to go buy a gas stove just because Trumpka wants to get rid of them.
Well, and here's the story for those of you who don't know. President Drew's appointee, Commissioner of Consumer Product Safety Commission, Richard Trumka Jr., is in some hot water here, saying that some boiling water on a gas stove, some might say,
Put him
after he remarked on Monday with Bloomberg that gas stoves present a, quote, hidden hazard, and said any option is on the table with respect to banning the popular appliances.
No, he doesn't. You don't have that authority,
No,
dude.
and the American
And the
Gas
pushback.
Association is now criticizing the federal regulators for considering a ban on stoves powered by natural gas. Give me a break. I love DC Drano put out my gas stove identifies as electric.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
And AOC claims that gas stoves will give you brain damage.
She should know.
Yes, she would know
she
that.
should know.
Yeah.
Well, she should know because she actually does have a gas stove. Who was it? Trump's former White House physician representative Ronnie Jackson tweeted out, "I'll never give up my gas stove. If the maniacs in the White House come for my stove, they can pry it from my cold, dead hands. Come and take it." Love it. And he pointed out that picture that was just up. That was AOC doing some video about some other nonsense. It's saying how very cold it was. And what do you see in the background
There's a
there?
gas
Oh, that's a
stove.
very nice
There you
gas
go.
stove. AOC. So,
But she's a princess.
Well, but that's just the whole thing.
Rules
They-
for thee, not me.
That's it right
Exactly
there.
right.
That you think they're going to give up their gas stove?
Yeah.
Heck no. I know a lot of foodies swear by gas stoves.
Oh, yeah.
Will not cook with an electric stove.
No,
This
electric sucks.
this again, I don't know. Trumpka is trying to make a name for himself, maybe to separate himself from his dad, but
Yep.
this isn't going to go the way you think it is. Nobody likes you today.
No.
Not even Democrats like you today.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that we have the largest natural gas deposit in the world here in America.
Oh, man, right here in Florida.
Nothing to do
Yeah.
with that.
Right here in Florida. We've got trillions of cubic feet of natural gas available to us.
Yeah. Well, and I love Ronnie's tweet attached to that photo. He said, AOC says gas stoves caused reduced cognitive performance, yet she uses a gas stove.
Only if you turn off the pilot light and start breathing the gas.
Is this
you moron?
Is this a self-diagnosis? AOC, as a medical doctor, I can tell you this. What's wrong with your head is not caused by stoves.
No. It's because of what's in your head.
Yes. Garbage in.
Garbage out, indeed.
Yes, exactly. I think it's time for some music. Well, folks, if you're enjoying this show,
we
let
start
us
the show
know.
yet? We already started the show?
This is the show, folks. And if
we
you
were just
are
doing
enjoying
prep.
this show,
Okay.
send us an email and give us your feedback. Mike Imbasciani 1@gmail.com. And remember, this show is sponsored by the Local Meat Club. Go check them out. Affiliate link in the description. Become a member of the Local Meat Club today and use promo code Freedom Cow, all caps, because Freedom Cow's there for you and he tastes
and he deserves
delicious.
all caps.
Yes. Yeah. So before we get to this music video taken at last night's Simply Clapton show,
Really?
enjoy this little PSA that we have for you. Here you are.
Are you or a loved one suffering from a medical coincidence? You want proper medical care, but you don't want people sniffing around asking a whole bunch of questions about what might be causing your problem. At the Kaufman Institute for Coincidence, we won't look into the cause of your heart or other problem, we'll just fix it. That's right, we promise to only look at your symptoms. We won't get all curious looking for causes, because that could get your employer or your doctor into some legal hot water. And nobody wants that. At Kaufman, we understand that coincidence is now the leading cause of death.
Hey, we've got another coincidence over here.
If we want to operate at the speed of science, there's no time for looking for causes. No pesky questions about drugs or vaccines you may have been given. At Kaufman, we specialize in the effects and leave the causes to the conspiracy theorists. And let's be honest, we know the cause anyway. It was a coincidence, right? For each new patient, Kaufman's talented team of doctors strap on their blinders and look directly at the problem area, usually the heart, just like the CDC recommends. Our main campus now treats myocarditis, blood clots, heart arrhythmia, stroke, heart attack, magnetic skin, difficulty breathing, full body blisters and burning, convulsions, kidney failure, memory loss, cancer, sudden death, and much, much more. Give your coincidence the attention it deserves, but not the wrong kind of attention. At Kaufman. Schedule your appointment today at kaufmancoincidence.com and receive a doctor's note with a real science-y sounding explanation to provide to your anti-vax friends, proving to them it was definitely not the vaccine that caused your coincidence. Kaufman, because coincidences happen pretty much all the time. Official.
go. Got to get better in a little while. So you can check out the next couple Simply Clapton shows coming up and the rest of my Mike Imbasciani's Blues Rocker schedule all on MikeImbasciani.com. It's a fun time last night.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah. Mason, you got to come out to one of these shows soon.
I have been to something.
Yeah, at Leroy's.
Well, it's past my bedtime. I
know.
Oh, dude, man, I gotta lay down.
You're a busy guy. What else you been up to, Mason?
Man, we're still doing things in Broward County.
Good.
I am now planning a tour to California, but I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm 73.
Don't fly.
I'm 73 next month. I'm thinking of doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try it. I'm looking for a motorhome. I may just ride around and tour the country.
There you go.
You never can tell.
Yeah. My dogs are impressed.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
See, I said I'm gonna retire. The dogs start barking.
Yeah, right. Like, nope, you can't do that.
Where in California are you going?
San Diego. I've spent 40 years there. A lot of friends there.
I love San Diego.
It's changed.
Oh yeah, it has.
It's a place for the homeless. It's
that's all up and down. That's from Seattle all the way down.
By design. Every time you find blue, you find poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about going there and maybe go to Yosemite and try to see some of the national parks across the country. That's my dream. But
good.
I have granddaughters. I probably never leave the house. Probably never get away. Granddaughters.
Yeah, right.
I'm Grandpa Can I? My job is to provide. Apparently, my job is to provide every need they have.
Well, yeah.
Apparently, I didn't know that.
Right.
Oh.
Didn't know that. No one told me.
Can I be adopted?
You know that.
Yes, you can.
You need another one?
Can you cut grass?
I
need a guy to cut the grass.
They're
too cute for the
he
bugs.
He can cut grass.
I can cut grass.
But
I'm
he
getting
never
better.
finishes the job.
I'm getting better. Yes, I do. I blow it out onto the road.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I come driving up. What is all this all over the street and the driveway?
Well, hey, all of that right now, that's from the hurricane cleanup. That's out there now. That's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me. I swept all of that garbage onto the side of the road there. But, now that's not me. I haven't mowed since before the hurricane.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's a shame.
So, yes, please, folks, support the show. On Venmo.
So
throw that back up.
And lawn keeper.
Yeah. Venmo at Mike-Imbasciani _1. Before we get to our Patriot and Trader, I want to talk about this. Mason, did you ever play the board game Life growing up? Remember the board game?
I played Life.
Yes.
Suffer quietly.
Yeah. Don't we all? Well, it would seem that a viral Facebook post detailing the changes to the newest version of the classic Hasbro game, the Game of Life, has many fans upset about how woke it is.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, Lindsay Harold, took to Facebook to discuss the issues. Quote, "My girls got the Game of Life for Christmas, and helping them learn to play it, I expected a nostalgic experience full of memories of playing it as a child, but the game has changed profoundly. It's not at all the game I remember. Oh, there are similarities, of course. The general idea of living a life during the course of the game and ending it at retirement, it's still there. It still has college and career options and paydays and a little car that you move along the board, adding more little peg characters as you go, probably. But in several major ways, it is now a very woke game, and the changes are quite the microcosm of how society has changed over the last generation or so," quote. And she went on to say, "In my childhood version, the people were either blue or pink, male or female. You married someone of the opposite color, and the game prescribed whether you had a baby boy or a baby girl each time, depending on which space you landed. However, in the newer version, the pegs come in a rainbow of genderless colors, because not all of them are human.
Blah, blah.
Blah, blah. Not only can you add a spouse and children and friends, it's not just family anymore. This is my friend Tony, to the car. You can now also add a pet, which is represented by the same little peg person. So there's no longer two genders, and pets are now people too. She complained that marriage cost money and took longer compared to the older Game of Life. Also, she pointed out how in the older game, families could have as many children as they wanted, but are now, in the new game, capped at 4. And she said in the old Game of Life, everyone married and most had kids, as that was something that just happened after you married. You could build a great life in multiple ways because marrying and children were legitimate ways to invest in the future, just like the more financial options such as buying a house or choosing a career. Family was wealth, not liability, and it was just fun seeing what kind of family you end up with. Finally, she goes on to say, the new game sends a very different message. If you want to win this dystopian game of life, it's best to avoid marriage and children, as they cost you and slow you down. You definitely can't have a lot of kids. That's not even an option. She concludes, so needless to say, I'm not happy at all with the new version of the game. I don't recommend this at all. Wokeness ruins everything. And this game was originally created in 1860.
In summation, ladies and gentlemen, everything the left touches turns into a big pile of fecal matter.
Yes.
Fertilizer, we call it back home.
Okay.
Yeah. But it just shows not only are they trying to get to the kids in the public school system through media, television, and movies, but they all the way down to the board game that they play. No, you see, marriage costs a lot of money, and you'll probably end up divorced and hating each other anyway.
It doesn't cost a lot of money.
No.
It only costs a lot of money if you're marrying some little princess who's got to have 40 grand dumped on the wedding. Then it costs you a lot of money, and then you probably will see a divorce in just a couple of years.
$1,000 a month for the makeup and the upkeep.
Yeah.
And 4 kids, that seems like a lot now.
Tell that to Nick Cannon.
I know, right?
Yeah, but the reason they do not like families is that families are the counter power.
Mm-hmm.
Families are successful.
Yes.
Families do not need the help of the wokeness. They hate families because families forbid them from taking over society.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just, look, but again, in summation, everything the left touches turns to a huge pile of poo.
You cannot name one thing that they do that's right.
Everything.
There's going to be a new world order out there.
Everything they touch, they have destroyed or are in the process of destroying. They can't help themselves.
So it can't be by accident. If everything they do has the same result, it must be on purpose.
It's on
it's
purpose.
Hard for us
and
to realize that.
Every facet, everybody loves to look at individual situations, but when you actually look at the grand scope of all of it, they're all involved with every single piece of it, and they're all trying to destroy. The end game is to destroy America and every traditional value that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about staying optimistic.
Yeah.
So Mason, who is your patriot of the week?
My patriot is the Liberty Caucus in Congress.
The Rebel 20?
The Freedom Caucus.
Yeah. The Freedom Caucus that stood up and got control of the Ways and Means Committee.
Yep.
That is powerful. It's outstanding. They chipped away, and they're trying to gain the whole thing at one time, but that is a strong position they're in now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it just shows 20 people, an individual, can make a difference. Look at Matt Gaetz. He was a roadblock for a lot of those votes. It was
the
fantastic.
Prime rebel of the 20. He really was.
I love that.
Without Gaetz, without Gaetz doing what he did, I don't think that they would have received the concessions that they did.
Once again, boldness always wins.
Exactly.
Everyone you know from history, you knew because they're bold.
Yeah.
Victory favors the bold.
Yes, sir. It's time for us to stop trying to be their friend and start being their leader.
Exactly. Yeah. Be bold. Be like Matt Gaetz and the Freedom Caucus.
Yeah.
Very good. Very nice. Ken, who is your patriot?
Jim Jordan.
Just
after what he said yesterday in regards to the upcoming church-style commission on the politicization or the weaponization of the federal government against its people. He went off for like 2 or 3 minutes. And it was a good speech. I wish that he could have been our speaker. That said, he's definitely a leader in the Republican Party that we need right now. So very much looking forward to what he did and what he's doing.
Yep. Very good. Jim Jordan.
How about you?
My patriot of the week is a singer who goes by MIA. Now, Ken, say this right here.
Mathangi Maya Aru Pragasam.
There you go. Yep. And that's why she goes by the name
Indian, eh?
MIA. Yes. Well, originally born in England, in London, to Sri Lankan parents, MIA and her family moved to Sri Lanka when she was 6 months old. As a child, she experienced displacement caused by the Sri Lankan Civil War, which made the family return to London as refugees when she was 11. But she became an artist, singer. She has a song called Bad Girl interesting. I looked it up on YouTube. You may look it up on YouTube. But it's very interesting because recently she has discussed how becoming an outspoken Christian has caused some fans to turn against her.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, the British rapper revealed development during an interview with Apple Music on her social media. Quote, "The fact that the biggest backlash in my career and life I'm facing is after saying Jesus is real is such a revelation to me. People who control these apps rather me be a bad girl than a good one." And she's 47 and came to that realization. And so good for her for standing up for herself, standing up for her Christian values. And that's what more people need to do. And Mason, you've helped me realize that as well. And I think it's very important for people to get into
There's no reason you shouldn't back
Christian
away from
lives.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah. None.
And be proud of it. And as Mason says, be bold. It's very
bold.
important.
Yeah.
So she's a patriot for standing up for her Christian beliefs. Mason, who is your traitor of the week?
My traitor of the week is the Biden crime family.
Yes.
Stealing.
It's your go-to.
Yeah,
it's been our go-to.
I know.
Right here at the show.
I had a list. I did a list of all the episodes. And Mason, all the times you've been on here, I think it was like 3 or 4. It's like Hunter Biden, the Biden family, Joe Biden, First Lady, First Lady Biden.
It started with me with the Clarence Thomas hearing, how he tried his best to destroy that man because of his color. But now you have them collecting top secret information. And notice, folks, it concerned Ukraine.
And Iran.
Look at why would you gather that anyway? Why would you have it anyway? So this guy, his whole family are corrupt and needs to be investigated and needs to be put to justice. But I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
It seems to me, I think, what they're doing now with the Attorney General taking on his investigation, they're going to gather all the information.
And then burn it.
And no, they don't have to. Because when Congress starts investigating, they would not release the information. And everyone that's
that's right. Because it's an ongoing investigation. We can't release
everyone
this.
They're going to question. They're going to subpoena everyone. They're going to come in the Congress and say, I cannot speak on an ongoing investigation.
But what we already know, it was top secret. TSSCI. Now, I did 10 years in the Navy. On a daily basis, my job was handling classified material, classified messages, classified papers, classified documents. TSSCI, you got to go in the skiff in a very, very private room with no cell phones and nothing to look at that stuff. He had it in his possession at his, and this is the funniest thing of all, the Biden think tank at UPenn.
I know.
Really?
It's like they're gonna talk about Trump with those documents at Mar-a-Lago. Give me a break.
Well, now Trump, again, they were never specific on it. And Trump, as president, has the authority to classify and declassify on his whim.
Yes.
Biden, as vice president, didn't have that authority at the time. Now, what's even more peculiar about this, incriminating rather, is that the Chi-Coms gave over $54 million in donations to the Biden think tank at UPenn. So you tell me and look me in the eye when you do it and swear on your heart that the Chi-Coms didn't get a look at that top secret information there, Joe.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. The guy's a traitor. He's always been a traitor. He's a liar. He's committed treason, and he needs to go down hard.
Yeah, very true.
We got to be bold.
Be bold. Ken, who is your traitor?
Well, it just came up in the his name came up again today. He's been my traitor a couple of times. Will always be my traitor until he's actually taken care of and held accountable.
Yeah.
And that would be General Mark Milley.
Oh, yeah.
This little pile of traitorous goo. You can look to him for Afghanistan, but even before Afghanistan, where he committed treason is calling the Chi-Coms and telling them that he would not obey any order coming from Trump towards the end.
That's right. Yeah, I remember
that
hearing
right
about that.
there.
Yep.
That is blatant treason, and the guy, he should have done the honorable thing and hung himself. But he didn't. He's because he's a power hungry little moron, just like the rest of the liberal Democrats in D.C. And hopefully, Rep. Gossar from Arizona, I believe, mentioned that in this upcoming little church style commission that they're going to have regarding the weaponization of government, that he's going to be going after Milley for his treason, along with Pelosi for what happened on J6. So
yeah,
What would happen?
well,
it was a rally.
Exactly.
It was a good time.
What would happen if Hunter Biden is investigated, admits to everything, gets sentenced right before Joe Biden gets out of office and Joe Biden pardons him?
Yeah, right.
That's not going to happen.
It's not.
Because you're assuming that they're going to actually put Hunter Biden at trial.
No,
That's
if
not going to
they don't
happen.
do it, then after Joe Biden leaves office, the new president can. But if he is indicted and committed to a crime first, then he can get house arrest.
But you're making some big assumptions,
used
like
to
the
ankle
Republicans are
monitors.
going to win in 24 without taking care of the
That's
voter rolls or
very
all
true.
the
That's my
lack of
assumption.
integrity in our
That's my
election.
assumption.
Yep. We got to get going here. But my trader here, I would say it goes out to Jimmy Fallon, but we all know he's just a sellout and getting money for what the government wants him to do.
He's the nicer of the sellouts.
I know it is true,
TV.
but he goes to the CDC and the government trying to push the COVID stuff because you got this. Check this out.
Oh no!
Then Delta, then Omicron next, but this latest variant might be the best. It's XBB.1.5. Another brand of COVID-19 has arrived. It's a new strain, but it isn't the same. Sounds more like.
Exactly.
And that's how we all feel watching that nonsense drivel.
He did, but you know what's bad is that he's
pandering.
Who is it? Somebody else, one of the other late nighters,
Yeah.
already did a song
Yeah, of
about
course
the
they
COVID.
did. It doesn't matter.
So all Fallon's doing
I
is
know.
kissing up to the people that pay him.
I know. It's nonsense. Anyway, folks, go check out revelationgospelministries.org. Go get your tickets.
Tuesday, the 24th.
Tuesday, January 24th at the Punta Gorda Women's Club. Celebrate
Fly
Reverend
in from
Martin
Atlanta.
Luther King.
Come
Good
down
idea.
from
I like
Oregon.
Get a book with your ticket and come see Mason speak. It's always a wonderful time. You'll learn something. Mason, thank you.
My
Ken,
pleasure.
thank you. Also, go check out the local Me Club link in the description. Thank you, everybody. From the bunker, good night. Be bold.
Be bold.
You're watching Conservative Television of America, working hard to stick socialism where the sun don't shine.